Welcome to your April Astrology. This month we've got a slew of planets going retrograde. We've got Venus, the planet of love, Mercury, the planet of communication, Pluto, the lord of transformation, and Saturn, the lord of responsibility, dragging us back to the past. But don't worry, there's treasure to be found there. Here's your April Astrology. Aries, here are your highlights. You can actually own this month if you're clever. We have Venus making you a bit fluffy, and the past may come up to haunt or taunt you, but it also makes you very deep and very, very soulful. On top of that, we have Pluto helping you transform your career, but it's important that you go back to the past and you look at any mistakes that you made. We have a full moon in your relationship zone, so basically career and love are all very strongly featured this month. Let's get down to business. Well, first of all, on the 3rd of April, we have Venus, the planet of love, which is retrograde, going into your position of soulmates, illusion, deep empathy and intuition. Very important that you use your intuition when it comes to love. Very important that you don't lose yourself in an illusion this month, however tempting. It could be that you're very sentimental about the past as well. You're thinking back to an ex-lover and you're thinking back to times gone by, and your whole heart is reflecting on things. You know what it's like though? Every year we can look at the same situation in the past and our perception is different. But Venus is giving you an important perception right now. It's giving you a soul lesson about how you are in relationships and you know how you merge, and do you kind of often fall in love with the fantasy in the beginning. All of this and more is to be expected this month, but you can grow, you can change, you can transform through this. If there is anything still there with an ex-lover, this could be the month that they reappear. On the 6th, we have Mars trine Pluto, and it's a great opportunity for you to push forward when it comes to your career, and do it now before Pluto goes retrograde. And the only trouble with that is you can be a little bit too forceful. But the most important thing that happens on the 6th is that Saturn, the lord of responsibility in your house of education, travel and adventure, is going retrograde, is going backwards, and it's doing that until late August. What does this mean? It means that someone from your past that may be eccentric, that may be unusual, that may be from a different culture may pop up, or you may go somewhere that really resonates to your spirit, somewhere you've been before. You might nip off and have an adventure in a different country. But it also means that perhaps there's something that you were meant to study, learn and do, and you haven't done it. And the universe is giving you a big old poke in the ribs and going, come on now, you know, what do you want to learn? How are you going to evolve your soul? How are you going to move forward? On the 10th of April, Mercury, the planet of communication, is going retrograde. And this is always tricky. It's doing this until the 3rd of May. When Mercury goes backwards, it can cause travel chaos. It can cause technology chaos. It's never a good time to sign a contract, yada, yada, yada. And for you, it's in your position of money. Are you having any financial woes at the moment? If so, the universe is saying go back to the past and work out what your own patterns are. What are you like with money? In the past, what have you been like with money? And how can you build solid foundations? On a positive note, it may be that someone from your past pops up and offers you an opportunity to make money. So that is good. Now, on the 15th of April, Venus, the planet of love, is going direct. Thank goodness. Before that, you've got all that past stuff. But when Venus goes direct on the 15th, happy days. It brings a kind of lightness to you, but it can make you a little bit crazy when it comes to love, because you're super open and you're super sensitive and you want to have a relationship and a sexual union that's based on kind of a deep soul connection. You don't want anything superficial. On the flip side, you know, everything's got a shadow side. You might find yourself getting really drunk and feeling very strong emotions for someone, It can indicate a lack of boundaries, doing the naughty things we don't mean to do when we're kind of not grounded or a bit off our head. So avoid that. But it can bring incredible spiritual pure soul union. So it depends where you are at the moment. You're going to go for the soul love or you're going to go for the debauchery. The choice is yours. The sun moves out of your sign on the 19th, and it's kind of making you quite confident when it comes to finances and money, and you're very persuasive. People believe in you. People believe in what you've got to say around that time. And actually for the coming couple of weeks, you're feeling confident and grounded, and that's quite good for you. It's a bit of a relief actually that you can just get on and do things. The other big retrograde of the month is when Pluto, the Lord of Transformation, goes backwards. He is a one, old Pluto. He is kind of doesn't take any prisoners. When Pluto wants us to learn a lesson, it's bush or boof. Off we go. We're given a big old boot up the backside to make sure that we learn. And Pluto is going retrograde in your place of career. There's a big change, and you're being urged to either leave behind your past career or go back to the past and do something that maybe you really wanted to do and then you let go of, and you found yourself, swimming against the tide when it comes to your career. But whatever it is, you've got to be really vigilant and understand how you've achieved and got to where you are today. Or if you're in career limbo, look to how you got to that space in the journey. What happened to you in your life? What choices did you make to get where you are career-wise? It's not just doing this, for the wrong reasons. Pluto is doing this to empower you so that when September comes, you can have a real career rebirth. Mars, your ruler on the 21st, is entering your position of communication. You are passionate about what you've got to say on the 21st. The only danger is you may be kind of too forthright, too open, or too aggressive in the way you come across. And that's because also on the 20th, we have Mercury, the planet of communication, going into your sign. And as we know, Mercury is retrograde. So it can be quite confusing because you come across in a very, very strong fashion. But actually, you could change your mind about things. People kind of buy into what you say and you might suddenly change your mind. Or vice versa. Someone might say something very direct to you and they change their mind. And you're like, oi, you can't do that. You made me a promise. But there's a lot of confusion until Mercury goes direct. You're also on the new moon, allowing yourself to have a new start financially. You are determined to carve out a future for yourself that's secure and stable. And all of this month, you're getting clues and symbols and opportunities to find out how you can better yourself, whatever that means, how you can make your life better. But you have to take responsibility for anything you did in the past. Boring, I know, that led you to where you are now. So what have you been like with money in the past? How do you handle money? Do you spend emotionally? Are you over generous? What's your gig when it comes to money? Oh, I forgot to mention on the 11th is a really important day because that is the April full moon in your opposite sign of Libra. So that's all about your personal romantic relationships. So when we have a full moon in our opposite sign, it's very emotional. All of the emotions that we've buried rise to the surface, and you're going to get a very clear, intuitive gut feeling about what you need to do about love in your life and what love is happening at the moment and what it truly means. Nothing can be hidden from you. In fact, your own emotions can't be hidden from you. You will know exactly what you feel, and you also know exactly what you have to do. Uranus is also in your sign, so there's a bit of a kind of feeling that you might react very, very spontaneously and very quickly with whatever you're feeling on the full moon. I would say give it a couple of days to settle, chill out a little bit, and wait until Venus goes direct before you make any radical love changes. This month is filled with opportunity for you, and it's up to you to really look at yourself. That's what we all have to do when the planets go retrograde. Really examine ourselves, do the homework, do the hard work, and then massive reward on its way to you. Take care, gorgeous Aries, and I'll speak to you soon. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and share if you do. And I've got a little present for you. If you go to horoscope.co.uk, I now have not only a free chart wheel, but free birth chart interpretation. So pop along and have a look. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon.